Hi everyone, in this video I want to introduce you a SteamVR for Unreal Engine and there are different headsets that can work with SteamVR. The one that I'm going to use is HTC Vive headset, and as you can see HTC Vive uses two bases and two controllers and one HMD. So there are many um, tutorials that shows you how you can set up the HTC Vive headset. I'm not going over it, but you can find it easily and work with it. So here you can see the concepts that are covered in this video. At first, I'm going to show you how to download and install SteamVR input plugin for Unreal Engine, and also how to download Steam software. Then I'm going to show you how to download a SteamVR sample project, and then I will show you the sample project, what are the capabilities that you have in this sample project, and then I will show you how you can modify a SteamVR sample project and use it as a template for your project. And then you will see how to add an action in your project, actually in the sample project that is modified. And then I will show you how to set up camera and controllers from scratch for two versions of Unreal Engine, for 22 and for 7. Okay, so the first step that we need to do is downloading SteamVR input. Um, so there are two versions of SteamVR. The first one is a precompiled version that can be found in Unreal Engine Marketplace, and the second one can be found in GitHub, and you have to compile this version yourself. So let's go to Unreal Engine Marketplace. In Unreal Engine Marketplace webpage, you can go to search product and then SteamVR input for Unreal. Then here you can find it. The good thing about this asset is it is free, so you can download it without paying. And yeah, another or if you already download and install Epic Game, you can go to Epic Game. Both are the same, but in case, and then go to Marketplace and same thing. SteamVR input for Unreal. Same place. So another version can be found in GitHub, Valve Software, SteamVR input plugin. I will put the link below to this video. And then here, if you here you can find different versions. So for 16 and the rest. And here you can see the zip file for each of them. So let's go ahead and download SteamVR from here. Start the plugins. Here you can change it and then install. Okay. So after the installing is finished, if you again click on install engine, you can see it doesn't allow you to do that. So here it said it cannot install this plugin as it is already installed to all compatible engines. The next thing that we need to do is downloading SteamVR. So here if you go to SteamVR site and then you need to log in. If you don't have and you did not create an account for SteamVR, you should here go ahead and create that. Then select install and then install Steam. Then select it. Yes. Next. So right now I'm choosing English, but if you want another language, that's fine. Here choose the place that you want to save files. Select next to continue. Make sure to check the box run Steam and then finish. Okay. So here, as I mentioned, if you don't have the account, you need to log in and create an account and then log in. So I don't remember exactly the password. Let me check and maybe come back. I entered the password, then select login. Here you can see SteamVR environment. So here you can see some recent games and some proposed games. Then here you can see some plugins. If you open here you can see select software, filter by software or only games. It shows you the games or software or tools. The one that we are interested right now is tools. Selected. We are looking for SteamVR. I already searched and put it in another collection, but and then selected. Here we want to download update the SteamVR beta. So if you go to manage and then properties, then update. I've already put it in automatic updates, but if you did not, please go ahead and update the version. And then launch. So right now, since I did not connect my laptop to any headset and controllers, I'm getting some errors, but this is how it works. Now let's test a sample project that is provided by SteamVR. So if you go to SteamVR Unreal Engine Marketplace, then SteamVR input. Here in description you can find the sample project. So if you can find it from here, or if you go to GitHub and then here wiki sample, yeah, this one. So if you select this one, it provides you the sample project. Or let's go here, same thing. So I'm not going to re-download it. So let's see, then put it in a place that you want. Is here SteamVR Steam sample sample project. Okay, you can save it wherever you like and then extract it. Then open it and here config. So if you double click on SteamVR input plugin, here it asks you the version that you want to open. Let's change it to 420. So here you can see, since it needs a SteamVR, it opens the SteamVR as well. Okay, maybe the reason is that I opened the version for 20, so let's close it again. No, I don't want that. Okay, close it. Let's delete this one. Again, extract it. For 25, okay. Okay, good. So here you can see the scene. But before starting to see how it works and just look at the scene, I need to do a couple of things and also set up the headset. So after you unzip the sample project. You should go to the folder, and then here you can see some contents of the sample project. So if we go to content, here SteamVR assets, and so these are the assets that are used for the sample project. Here it's the glove for left hand, the glove for right hand. And actually, instead of controllers for the sample project, they used gloves. And if you go to sample and then maps, here there are two maps. I think we are hands and yeah. So again, here are the templates. So if you go to the maps, here are the maps, and developers. No, that's not the place. If you go to the sample, here you can see Joseph. So I will introduce Joseph to you later, but these are the assets that are used. For example, these are actually the animations when the Joseph is just idle, when he jump, or some other animations. And here are the hands and similar animations for hands. For example, here you can see SteamVR hand leg squishy, and that is used for squishing the ball that I will show you later. The art, and here you can see some assets, furnitures, so the floor, balloon, and again some furnitures, and yeah. So let's go back here and then double click on SteamVR input plugin. As you can see, I've already opened SteamVR. It is important to do that before opening the project, because sometimes I saw the VR preview is the play actually the play is disabled. So to avoid that, at first open SteamVR, make sure your headset and bases are tracking, and then here you can go to play and see the template. But before that, let me show you. If you go to SteamVR asset gloves, and that's the part that I show you. So here is the gloves that you use. Actually, you can use this asset for your project as well. Just migrate the assets that you need, or just copy and paste in your project, and that works as well. You go to content, sample, and then here these are two maps that you can use, and interactable, squishy. So here is the ball that is used for no the squishy animation. Line bow, here you can see the asset and the animation for the material that is used, the textures that are used. So all of these materials are there, so you can use these materials as well if you're in your asset. And then if you go to the characters, here you can see Joseph. I will introduce you to Joseph later. And here is the material and texture. Okay. And yeah, texture. Here is the blueprint for Georgia. Here are the animations for Georgia. And if you go to the art, you can see some assets here, textures for furniture, and yeah. And here is an audio. So see the sound is copying. Okay, so all of the materials are there. Let's back here, and now we want to play it. So before playing the project, I just thought it might be useful to recap all of the buttons in controllers, because I'm going to just call them, and it would be useful to know exactly what I. So here you can see this small button is the menu button, and here is the trackpad. Here you can see the system button, and this is the LED that shows the status of the light. If it is yellow, it means the controllers are out of charge. Here is the USB charging adapter, and these small circles are tracking sensors. And here is the track trigger, and here is grid button. So just memorize that. I showed you on physical controllers, but just to recap. And then if we go here, actually here, and then let's play it. So I will try my best to make sure I'm not moving a lot, but believe me, it is hard to do that. So I apologize before that if I will give you a headache, but I will do my best, okay? So let's play it. And then look it. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with wearing glasses with the headset. Actually, I already wear glasses, so just make sure your glasses are not hurting the lenses. But most of the glasses should be fit on the headset. Okay. Right now, since the controllers are not on. Then both of, if you look at the ground, you can see two blocks on the ground, and the reason that the controllers are off. So I'm going to turn on the controllers. Yeah, actually nice job. So you can do some gestures for this purpose. If you, for example, just push tactile, you can move your thumb, or if you press the trigger, you can do this, or if you know you press the button, and if you do both together, and you can play with it and see what are the capabilities that you have. So here you can, there are two ways that you can move around. The first one is just moving physically. Just make sure nothing is, in front of you, blocking your way. And then the other thing is using teleport. So for this purpose, just press trackpad and then select the place that you want to go. Here. Now let's go. Yeah. Here you can see this bar that is our impressive. What you can do is by pressing trigger, just click here and let's actually that is a good thing. If it's not helpful, put it there. And now here, this is the controller for project, and as you can see here, we have the controller, and we can control the project. Yeah, that's here. So by just try that, and then something, and then yeah. Sorry. Now let's go back here, put project controller here, and if we go here, that's my favorite part. So let's grab this logo and then let's go here. I'm watching and cheering. So I'm going to through the arrow. Yeah. Actually, that's formulated. Okay. So that's enough. And then so let's begin. We have here. Okay, let's put the ball here, and then we go here, here. No, cannot grab it, but I want to go to here. Okay. And now let's click stop. Here, so these are the top cubes. You can just play with it. And actually there's a, some haptic vibration. Yeah. So that's all. all the things that I wanted to show you in this sample project. Feel free to play with it and have fun. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we want to create a new project, an empty scene, and then see how we can use the sample project contents in our new project. For this purpose, I select blank and just choose desktop or console. If you are using Wi Focus Plus, select mobile or tablet, and also scalable 3D or 2D. Right now, I'm going to select maximum quality, and here if you like to use starter content, you can use this one, but for now let's just keep it as no starter content. And here let's call it steam vr, for example, sample marketing sample, and then create. Almost done. Okay, so here let's just select enable, and then it just gives you an error because of the beta version. Just hit add yes, and then restart now. Okay, oh okay, the version is 470. Actually I don't want this version. What I'm going to do is close it and go to epic epic here. Just select Unreal Engine, the version that we want. I'm going to select 422 and launch it. You can use any version that you want, but I prefer this version. Sorry, a lot of waiting. And now new project. Okay, so blank, desktop or console, and then maximum quality, no starter content, and here Steam VR plugin test. create project. Okay, here you can see this empty scene. What we want to do is just bring the maps from SteamVR sample project. So if you go to view option and then make sure show engine content and show plugin content are checked, because we are going to use the content of SteamVR plugin and sample project. So here let's search for here selected and then search for SteamVR content. Oh, actually, that's not what we want. So now that we applied the maps to our scene, we can go ahead and modify the sample project for our project. The good things about this is that there are some prepared assets. For example, the hands that can grab something, and those pick up cubes, and you can play with all of this stuff that are already prepared. Here you can just grab the objects that you want and put it here, or just remove the ones that you don't want. But before modifying the scene, let's go ahead and see the scene in VR mode and make sure everything are working fine, our inputs actually. So let's play it. Here I'm going to make it maximum. Yeah, okay, I'm going to let headset. I will have my hand. The reason is that the other controller is off. Yeah, now I have two hands. Let's see. Yeah, I can get whatever I want. Okay, that's good. So these stuff are working. Now we want to add some objects to our scene. For example, we want to add a special stair. Before that, let's go to content, and I've already created a material, but for you it shouldn't be here. I'm going to just erase. So now it is in the state that you are. So here, go ahead and make a folder, call it materials. and then inside of it add a material. Suppose we want to add the color orange. Open it here, constant. No, that's not what we want. Again, constant 3-vector. Yeah, and then open it. Okay, and then connect it to base color. Save it. Yeah, and then close it. So here let's add this. Where should I put it? It's a little big, so let's change. No, it's smaller. Actually, be here. The height higher, rotated, little. It's not like, yeah, and then move it here. We can add some other stuff as well. Let's add another blueprint. And then site material element. And let's use yellow element. Again, and no, that again. Constant 3-vector. Yeah. Okay, connected. Save. Close. And add this cone. Okay. Up, down. Okay, so it's just adding some geometries, but you can add your assets here. You can import the assets that you want from Unity A or Unreal Asset Store or another places that you can find some assets. So I just put some stuff here, and then again let's play it. As you can see, the hands are still working, and I can grab whatever I want. Here you can see the knife sisters and the other assets that I added. So you can use teleport to just go right here. I want to go here. Oh, somewhere else. Here. Or if I want to come back here, hit the arrow. Okay, I just realized what was the problem, so make sure the plugin for SteamVR is checked. For that, as I mentioned, you need to go to edit plugins and just check the bugs, and then here search for SteamVR input content, and then go to sample maps. And here you can see two type of maps, SteamVR hand sample. Let's open it. And here you can see the scene. Take hand. Yeah, it's fine. And then okay. And now if you go to settings, then map and mode. Here you can see there's nothing there, so just get this one, put it here and here. Then here you can erase or add some component to it. Actually, that's one of the easiest way that you can create a project for yourself. Some parts are already built there, so it is much easier to do that. For example, suppose we want to add scroll geometry, this one, and then you can add it here. If you want to add some materials to it, you can actually go to samples, art. Here are some materials. Let's select, for example, this one. Or you can just, add a material that you want. For this purpose, let's go to here, create that here actually here, and then create a new folder. Let's call it materials. Add a material, for example, orange. Open it. Here you okay, now the size is better to see. So here if you search for constant prevector and here and then connected to base color. It takes just a couple of seconds to apply and then save it. Oh, actually that's not the color I like. Hmm, okay, better. So here save it and then close it, and now you can add, for example, a cylinder here. I'm just using some basic objects and show you that you can add it to the scene and use and create your own scene. You can it's like and if you don't like some stuff, you can basically erase them. For example, you can erase this table if you don't like it or anything else. But for now, let's keep them as it is, and then go to here, actually here, active play mode, and so it just stops so you can play it. And okay, so here, here, the arrows, move to here, and then so then here, okay. Oh, that's fine. One thing that I want to mention is about binding. So I'm not sure if I showed you, I just missed to record this part. So again, I'm going to show you that in case if I miss it. So here, if you go to edit, project settings, and then input. So at the beginning, action mappings should be empty, but right now, since I go to this part, add sample inputs. You can see here all of these sample inputs, and then here you need to go ahead and regenerate that. But before that, let's see what we have here. So here you can see all of the actions that are available in the sample project. For example, fire arrow left, and you can see for SteamVR HTC is just using this controller. You can modify it, but let's keep it as it is. For example, teleport right here. If you open, you can see all of the options for the ones that we have: SteamVR HTC, SteamVR Valve Index, SteamVR Arculus, and yeah. So here you can change or modify anything that you want. But for now, I'm just going to keep it as it is. If you are interested about bindings and where you can find it, if you need to go to SteamVR SteamVR plugin test, open it. Here, if you go to config and then SteamVR binding, here you can see all of the JSON files. So let's open Vive Tracker camera. It will open it in Visual Studio. I don't want to go in deep, but here you can see all of the bindings. Okay, the path and what is the output. For example, here is a special file, which is, it can be a tracker or a VRing or whatever. And here you can see there are 18 special, and yeah, so that is used for trackers. Or here is, for example, Vive controllers JSON. Let's open this one and see the bindings for this one. So here you can see, for example, the left trigger, what is the path, the button that is used, and all of these bindings. So trackpad, so the path, and yeah. So we are not going to modify anything here. I just wanted to show you to have a sense of bindings. Close it. Go back to the project. Here, go ahead and regenerate action manifest. And if something went wrong, you can just use the reload action manifest. So that's all the things. You should do this part before anything to be able to see all of the inputs. Yeah, so let's again play it. Here it's like standing on water, and yeah, you can see we have all of these capabilities. Yeah. Let's add a new action to our controller. For this purpose, if we go to SteamVR settings and then here show manage controllers binding, here let's see, show binding, loading. I don't know why it's not working right now, but let's open it from here, launch SteamVR binding. Okay, that's fine. So for some reason it's not showing right now, but if we go to file and then actually edit project setting, then if you go to engine, search for input, here you can add a new action. So let's add here, let's add for example Georgia jump, and then let's add HTC Vive, actually Vive controller trigger. Since we are getting grabbing the Georgia controller with right hand, we need to just choose one of the buttons of left controller. So select this one, and then if you go here, regenerate control bindings, reload action manifest. Whenever you are adding a new action, you need to just reload the action. If I was able to see, to show you the bindings, you were able to see okay, the Joseph jumping is added to our bindings. Now let's go to SteamVR input content. Here search for sample character Joseph. Okay, here search for BP Joseph controller, because that was the way that we control Joseph. So actually these connections were not here. I just connect the event trig to enable input. Now we want to add the new function here. Right click, search for Joseph jumping, and so here from the component grab my pound and just get it. So my pound is actually Joseph character, and then here search for jump. Okay, so just uncheck context sensitive, search for jump. Here is the function, and then put it here. You need to connect this one to this and my pound to target. Compile it, save it, and now let's see it in VR. Play. Control. Okay. Georgia controller. Let's start here. And so if I press the trigger button of left controller, Joseph should jump. Yeah, as you can see, it now is jump. Oh, okay, okay. So yeah. Here, if you go to character, actually, search for character, you can see some other can job, plunge, and some other function that you can use to manipulate your character. You can go ahead and modify, add some new actions to your project. So now let's open a new project and start from an empty scene and set up the camera and the controllers for the VR scene. So here select blank, and then here I choose desktop or console. If you are using another type of, I'm going to use actually HTC Vive, and but if you are going to use another type of headset like Oculus Quest or HTC Vive Focus Plus, you need to select here mobile or tablet, and here I choose maximum quality, and so no starter content. If you like to use the starter content, you can select with starter content, but for now I'm not going to use it, so no starter content. And here select the pass, and then here let's choose Steam name, SteamVR Tutorial, and yeah. So as you can see, before starting the project, I open SteamVR and make sure all of the bases and controllers, headset, all of them are working. Then create project. So it takes a couple of seconds to open. Okay, now here the first thing that we, as you can see, nothing is there. So the first thing that we need to do is go to edit and set the SteamVR plugin. Right now, if you look at the top of here, you can see SteamVR plugin is not here. That's why we need to select. So let me show you one time more. So go to edit, plugins, and then here select enable. As you can see, it said you need to restart it. So restart now. Now close this one, and here we are in the empty scene. So as you can see here, SteamVR input plugin is added here, so everything is fine. And then go to play, and then active play mode, and select VR preview, and that's the VR preview. Okay, Now let's create a blueprint. Actually, before that, let's add some objects here to see, okay, that's the thing that we are seeing in VR. So here I'm going to add a new folder, material. Here let's add a new material, for example, green. Open it, and okay, here, so cons three. Okay, so okay, now I think it's better to see. And here, open it and select the color that you like. I'm going to use, yeah, seems nice. Okay, and then connect it to here. If you like, another type of texture, you can just go ahead and add here, control, select T, and then let it added texture sample. And here you can add some texture. For example, go here and select the texture that you want. But right now I want to keep everything as simple as possible, so just a basic color for the floor, and save it, close it. Okay, apply the color. Good. So let's add, before that, let's add another color, material, this time yellow. Close that. Okay. Again, connected to base color. Save it. It takes a couple of seconds to update the color. I prefer yellow. This one looks much better. Apply it, save it, and then close it. Now we want to add, for example, a curved ester here, and let's rotate it, turn more, yeah, that's fine. And then let's do it here. This is our player, so it's the place that it is done. Let's put it here, and okay, let's add the last object. Add the material, this time pink. Open it, and here again constant prevector. Change the color to pink. And connect to base color. Save it. Close it. And now let's add here. It's too big actually for our scene. Let's change the dimension to 0.5. Okay, move it to here. Okay, that's all we want. So we are done with the design of the scene, and here it's your player. So basically that's the place that you will see yourself in the VR. So if I put it here, you will see yourself in front of the stairs here. So, and also that shows the height of the player. So if you put it here, you will see the environment from a higher level. Okay. So now let's set up the camera. For this purpose, I'm going to go here, create a new folder. Let's call it blueprints. Now it is very important to make everything organized, because when you have a lot of stuff in your game and your project, it would be hard to follow all of this stuff. So open it and then select blueprint class, choose pound, and let's call it VR pound. Open the blueprint. Here we want to add a camera first. So in components, go to add component, and then before that, let's at first add a scene VR camera root. Let's call it that, and then add now a camera. Let's call it VR camera. Then go to event graph. So since we want to see the scene from the beginning, let's get rid of the rest. And here, search for set origin, set tracking origin. Yeah. Set. So here, let's change the origin to eye level. And compile, save it. And now let's play. Actually, at first we need to put it in the scene here. Okay, that shows the VR preview. And select this one and then go to here and from the details panel search for auto process and change it to player 0. And now let's play it in VR. Okay, so let's make it play screen control. I'm going to the headset. So as you can see on this in the scene, I can see anything. If you did not like the height or anything, you can change it. But I want to show you how you can set up it as well. Okay, so another things that we want to do is go to value and let's call it VR camera height, and the type of the variable should be vector. We want to set the height, the default value to 122. So if you select it, go to the details here, default value. As you can see, there is nothing here, but that's something that at first you need to compile it, and then you will be able to change the default value. So compile it, and here now you can change the value. So let's change the value z to 100. Here we want to search for relational. Add relative location via camera root. Selected. Okay. And now here grab your camera height and put it here. Choose get. Put it here. And now we want to connect it to delta location. Compile it. Save it. And actually we want to connect this to. Now compile it, save it, and yeah. Okay, now that we set up the camera and also the controllers, let's see how they work in VRC. So go to, just open this small arrow, and then here make sure VR preview is checked, and then play it from here or here. Now let's make it full screen. So I'm going to wear the headset, and as you can see, it follows my code. Okay. So here, as you can see, both controllers are set to uh, the same motion controller type, and that's why both are following only one controller. The motion controller should be set to one to left and the other one to right. Right now, both of them are set to one of them. But for now, if you look at here, you can see it tracks my hand movement, down, down, up, and then okay, that's good. So, uh, um, move, into so I'm going to here, escape, and then if you open this one and then go to motion controller right, here if you check motion controller motion source in this section motion source, you can see it's set to right. Let's check it for the other one. So motion controller left is set to right as well, so let's change it to the left, and that was the problem that we had. Compile, save it, and that's all the things that we want to do right now for controllers. If you want to use some of the buttons for another actions, you need to set up, but for now the controllers just follow your movements, your hand movement. So I just show you how you can set up the camera and controllers for 22 um, version. Now I want to show it for 417. Actually, it's the same for 411 and the older versions. So let's launch it. So it seems spaces are not. I think I need to check that one too. Okay, so yeah, it's working. So let's create a new project. It should be a blank, and then here, um, so I choose desktop or console and the maximum quality, no content, no starter content, and then here let's call it SteamVR Toturial. Create the project. Okay, so here is the empty scene, and now if you go to edit, plugin, make sure to check the box SteamVR input for Unreal label. This is for beta version, just select yes and then restart now. Okay, so close it, and then here create a new folder. Let's call it blue links. Here create a new blueprint class, choose palm and VR palm. So open it. Here add scene VR camera, add a camera, VR camera, and then we want to add two motion controller, left and controller right. Now this part is the same. The only difference is that if you select motion controller and then go here, instead of motion source, here you can see the hand, left, right, and a special one, and the rest, which used for trackers. And let's change it to the right. And now here add static mesh, right, make it a child of motion control, right. Same for this one, static mesh, left, and make it a child of this one. So here, you can choose any, if you select this one, you can choose any static mesh. Okay, so before that we need to actually import some stuff. So let's at first compile it, save it, and then if we go here, in this version we need to import controller texture. So go and actually obj part. So here import, and then type C background files, Steam, I think here Steam, yeah, and then Steam apps, comment, SteamVR, resources, and render models. And here you can see different options, VR gloves, if anybody likes to use VR gloves, and here is VR controller 1.5, which is the one that we are interested. Select it, and here we want to import this one and the textures. These three textures. So this controller and then open. Here you need to change the scale to 100, else the scale would be too small. Import all. Yeah. Now if you open your computer here, right now it's just a white color. It doesn't look like the controllers. So for this purpose, open material, and here let's get rid of the white color. And now here, if you press T and left click on mouse, you will have texture sample, and here material expression texture. We want to select this one, connected to base color. Again, T here, selected, and then change the texture to this one and another one. Okay, connect this one to specular and the other one to ambient occlusion. So here we are done, and yeah, save it. Close it, and now if you open it, you can see, okay, now it's much look like the controller that we have. Great. Close it again, go to blueprint, VR pound, and here select static left, and then in static mesh select VR controller 1.5. So we want our controller, let me show you actually. So change it 90 degree to the left, and again 90. Come on. Oh, I don't know. You see? If we go close, you can see how but the controller is facing in this direction. We want it at the top. Change the Z to 20. Same thing for static mesh. Right here, select it, and then CHP 90 and not. Again, select 20 and let's. The reason that I change Y is that I want to have and to see two separated controllers other than they will cover each other and you only is able to see only one of them. And yeah, so here if we go left, right, collision, no collision, same for the other one, no collision, compile, save it, and then in event graph, connect. Let's get rid of the rest and here connect to set tracking and make sure it is set to floor eye level. Yeah. Actually, let's not do it right now. We can do another thing. Set HMD. Those are fine. But now let's just have this and check the box, save it. Close it and then let's put here. So let's change auto process to player 0 and go to another one is another blueprint class is for game mode. We are game mode. Change the default pound class to VR pound. Compile, save it. Let's keep all of these as it is, and then select again this one and go to window, word settings, and then here change game mode to VR game mode. Yeah, and so that's all the things that we want to do for this version. The rest are the same.